Thank you guys so much for coming to my channel and watching my video. You never know what I'm going to be posting next. It could be a vlog of a trip to Mexico like I just did. It could be some makeup. It could be some nails. There's a weight loss video coming up pretty soon, so definitely subscribe and make sure you're going to be watching that. It's very, very interesting. So, is that doing anything? I don't know if I'm loving this shade. I just don't know with this palette. I was super excited about it. So what are you guys thinking? Was I blown away by it? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. So today I'm going to be reviewing a makeup palette that is brand new, just got in the mail. However, mine's already dirty, so please ignore that. But this is the Stone Cold Fox palette from Colourpop. I have not touched this. I have not even swatched this. It still has the protective sleeve over it. I could not pass up on this palette. It is a cool toned, very neutral palette, as you can see right here. And I just don't feel like I have very many of these shadows. I always gravitate towards, sorry, my voice. I always gravitate towards more warm toned shadows. I do makeup for a living. I freelance, so I probably need this in my collection. Is it good? I don't know yet. We're gonna test that out together. If you guys should pick it up or not. Now, I grabbed this palette for $25 when it was on sale. I believe it only retails for around $30, $35. So, if you're an eyeshadow collector or you just don't have anything like this in your collection, I think this is a good deal. If the shadows perform good, we're going to test that out. Haven't done makeup on my channel in a while, so wish me luck. So let's just stop yapping and get right into this video. If you're interested in how this palette performs and if you should pick it up, just keep watching. So I got my hair pulled up out of my face. I cannot stand for hair to be in my face while I do makeup. I'm going to zoom you in so you can get a good close-up of this eye look. I always prime my eyes. I don't buy a primer. I find that they're a waste of money, so we're just going to use good old concealer. We're just going to use concealer. Now, if you've got super oily lids and find that concealers don't work, use your eye primer. But if you are just normal in that area, then just use what you have in your drawer so you can save you some money. So if you're interested in what I'm using, this is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer. My absolute favorite lately, not just because it's Colourpop, but it's really good. I have like wrinkles underneath my eyes right here, and I can't use certain concealers that I used to use, 5 years ago. As I get older, that area starts to change. So that does not crease in my wrinkles underneath here. It's very lightweight, but it does have some good coverage, I find. So I usually go in with a translucent setting powder because not all palettes come with a setting type of shade, but this one does. I'm going to use this cream shade. Oh my gosh, my lights are so bright. Let me hold it up. Turn down my lighting just a smidge. So yeah, that's better. Now you can see the palette colors. Very icy white shade that's matte, but I'm going to use this bone shade. Just going to take that on a fluffy brush, set that concealer so the shadows will blend nice and smoothly. Okay, nothing special about that shade. It's just a nice bone colored shade to have in a palette. My first shadow that I'm going in with is my transition color, which is, the color that I like to put mostly all over my lid. This shade right here called Trip, right there. It's just a nice neutral transition shade. And there is some fallout on the palette. I don't know if that will pick that up. There is some fallout, but fallout really doesn't bother. Oh my god, that is, okay, so that's a lot of fallout. This palette does have some fallout. If they perform well on my eyes, that's all that matters. But yeah, this is why I always do my eyes first, unless I'm doing like a minimal makeup day. So not much pigmentation on that color. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Is that doing anything? On camera, it does not look like that shade's doing nothing. I need to go a little darker on my transition shade. So that shade's kind of a bummer. Maybe I'm just too dark for that shadow. This shade called Stranger right here. Okay, that's much better. Much better. That other one was just really light. So I can already tell there's a little bit of color. I'm going to build that shadow up one more time. I usually do that with most palettes. I dip into a color twice just to kind of get it where I want it. Again, my lights are just crazy bright. I probably need to scoot them back, but if you can't tell there's a shadow on there, there is a shadow, take my word for it. In case you're wondering what brush I'm using, I am using one of the Colourpop brushes that came in one of their little rolly bundles. Of course, you can just use any fluffy brush for that first color. If you want to know the names and want to pick up the bundle, they're a really nice set of brushes. I think it's only like $30 if it's in stock. This is an E15, and now this more detailed brush, as you can tell, it's a little bit smaller. The tip is a little bit more firmer, a little pointier, so I can really get into that outer corner and start shaping. One that I'm fixing to go in with is an E16. Back when I was watching eyeshadow tutorials and they would never tell me what the brushes are, it would make me so mad. So I always like to let you guys know. And so now I'm going in with the shade Enigma, a cooler tone, just medium brown, and I'm just gonna start building out, or building up this outer corner portion. And once I do that, I just feather whatever's left into my crease, just like so. There is a little bit of shadow here. I always take my time building up an eye. I don't want to just plop a whole bunch down because then it's just hard to blend and it looks really muddy and the colors just don't melt together. Dip into a color, you know, 2, maybe 3 times, build it up. That doesn't mean the color sucks. It just means that you can control it. Once you applied that, I always go back in with that fluffy brush that we first used for that transition color and just blend, melt those colors together, make everything very seamless. I don't think those 2 colors were super drastic to have lines, but I just always go back and blend with this brush after I lay down a color. I'm going to pick up the shade Bold Type because I don't want to go too dark too quickly. I don't want it to be like a dark smoky eye. I want it to be more of like a taupey smoky eye without being a smoky eye. Okay, so let's go into Bold Type, a E21 brush from that Colourpop bundle set. I'm trying to use all the brushes I can from that bundle set just in case you need some good brushes and want to pick it up. So I'm just going to start stamping that color right here on the outer portion of the lid. And once I kind of have that where I want it, I'm going to take it and just start slowly blending it into that crease. You know, as I set back right there, the depth from this eye to this eye. Now, after you get that color built up, if this is like the darkness that you like and you don't want to go any more smokier on the eyes, you could just pick up a shimmer, throw it on the lid, and call it good. I want to use another shadow just to test out this palette as much as I can. So I'm going to grab this deep charcoal shade called Cult Classic right here beside the black. Let's just see if I can, let's see if I like this shadow better than the one I used before. Just to deepen that up. Oh yeah. Probably should just went in with this one versus that last shadow that we used because, I mean, you can totally see a difference between this eye and this eye. Stamp that in there. I got old eyes, so I gotta hold it up, work it towards the middle. Now take your blending brush and blend. Okay, so now that we have the eyes kind of smoked out a little bit, looking the way we want, I'm going to go in with my lid colors, and of course I'm going to use a shimmer. So I'm going to try this shade right here called I Dig It. Let's see if I can get it. Watched all the shimmers on my hand, and the I Dig It shade is just a taupey kind of, it's this lighter color right here, right there in the middle. I don't know if I'm loving this shade. I just don't know with this palette. I was super excited about it at first, but I'm always just more of a warm toned fan, and that's probably what it is. Of course, a finger is usually the best option. I have a nail on that sometimes gets in the way, but let me just apply it with my finger. Oh, so much better, yes. Why didn't I just do that in the first place? Now I'm going to grab a different shimmer to layer on where we put that smoky color. Right here, it's called Caving In, It's just a little bit more of a metallic taupey color. I have the wrong color. Crap. I was wondering, that's not the swatch it looked like. So sorry, I meant to grab what does it say? Something to be. Something to be. It's kind of scratched off. That. Maybe once I finish my face, I will start liking this palette. Loving this eye look a little bit more. Alright, I'm just going to take my finger, add a little more shadow with my finger just because I like the way it applies it the best. That blending brush and go back over. So what are you guys thinking? I feel like a lot of the shadows just kind of got lost together. Maybe not on, I think I did better on this eye. Okay, I'm going to throw some liner across the top of my lid, add some mascara. I'm going to put some natural lashes on. I'm going to use these ones from Colourpops, super natural in the style Honey, and I will be right back. So I just went ahead and threw on a bunch of makeup just to see how the eyes were going to look. I didn't want to put it in this video to keep it shorter. I forgot to do my brow bone, so I'm going to go ahead and do that on camera so you can see what I use. And I'm just going to use that same shade that we used to set that concealer when we first started. I like to do a little bit of a brow bone highlight just to really, like, I don't know, accentuate the brows. And then I don't just leave it like that because I just feel like there's like a big line right there. So I take that blending brush. Where is it? Take that blending brush that started us out with this eye look, and then I just run that over. Again, it just, I don't know, connects everything, blends everything. And I totally forgot to put on bottom mascara. Crap. I'm gonna steal some from my daughter real quick. I actually really like it once I got the rest of my face on. But let me give you a close-up of the eyes because I know, again, sometimes with lighting, so it really turned out pretty on the eyes. I mean, when I was first layering them, I was a little like, I'm not so sure about these color choices, but yeah. I rushed putting my lashes on, so if they're not totally even or if I didn't cover the band, please excuse them. If you're interested in foundation that I'm wearing, this is one of my absolute favorites. I've been loving this foundation. It is from Colourpop. It is a part of their Pretty Fresh hyaluronic collection, hyaluronic foundation. Go on their website. It's like $16, super affordable. And I don't know. I love the way my skin looks with this foundation. I may not be using this all the time, but since I do freelance, since I do makeup on other people for a living, I'm glad I had this in my collection because not everybody likes warm tone shadows. Maybe people gravitate towards those. So if you are a person who wants to build up your eyeshadow collection a little bit and have some variety, this is definitely, I feel like, a good deal. Was I blown away by it? No, I really wasn't. But I paid $25 for this big old palette with lots of shades. Again, I do this for a living, so in the end, it's going to be worth it for me to spend that money. If you want to see more makeup videos on this channel, definitely hit the like button. You can't comment on here. If you want to know why, read the description box. But follow me on my Instagram. I post a ton of makeup content on there, and I do a ton of giveaways. Like, I'm fixing to do a bunch of giveaways for the holidays, so make sure you follow me and you can enter those. I'm not huge on Instagram, so your chances of winning are actually really good. Again, thank you guys. I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next one.